Hey Dave, hope you're well. From what we can see on the screen here, it looks like the weather's cleared up a bit in DC. Is there any plans that you've heard of for delays or kind of what's been communicated to you in regard to the weather?
Right now there's a window. Understand that there's more to come. So not sure if we're going to be able to get on the field for batting practice. And as far as the game, we're kind of just wait and see mode. When we come in here, we're sort of used to that program, and we'll just kind of read and react.
And then what's the plan tonight for Tony Gonsolin?
We're actually, trying to figure out how we're going to manage it. And also, as far as I think he can go 70, 80 pitches. But as far as the inclement weather, if he starts the game, I don't want to burn him. If we have to use an opener, we're trying to figure out how we can, manage getting the most out of him and not burn him if we have to use him. So, but to your question, I think 70, 80 pitches is fair.
And is there a thought just yet as to who would start if not him? If you don't want to
No, it's just it would kind of be on the weather and figuring out what's best to know when to fire him and try to middle this whole situation, which is obviously very difficult.
And then today, the All-Star starters will be announced this evening. Do you have any insight for the National League from your side?
I don't have any insight. Now, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate. I don't have any say in the roster. I do believe that, Will Smith certainly is in the running. I think I don't know where they're at in the voting. I haven't been keeping up with the voting, so I know Max was leading. I don't know he's in the mix, which is great. I know Justin's in the mix, which is fantastic and well deserved. The numbers speak for themselves. Mookie's in there. He's one of the best players in the game, so that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not sure who else is in there as far as our starters, but I hope as many of our guys get to start and get named to the club.
Thanks, Dave.
Next questions from Harry Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, is Trevor Bauer with your team now?
He is. He's going to go out there and play catch at some point in time today.
Do you still expect him to pitch on Sunday?
We do. As of now, we're kind of in the middle of letting the commissioner's office, Major League Baseball, handle this. It's in their hands, and right now, our kind of direction was to just move forward and not do anything as far as the player and Trevor. And so our plan is he is going to start on Sunday.
Does that trouble you at all that he might pitch?
Well, there's nothing that it's actually it's out of our hands. Regardless of what direction the organization want to do, it's something that this is what has to happen, and so it's out of everyone's hands.
Have other players' feelings about Trevor changed? Has this caused a problem? Is this something going on in the clubhouse? Is it a distraction? How would you describe what's going on?
All I do know is that we're preparing for a game tonight, and it's that's we're talking about trying to beat the Nationals tonight. I haven't talked to players about anything outside of trying to beat these guys tonight.
Have you talked to Trevor?
I have talked to Trevor.
Can you share anything about that conversation?
I can't. I don't choose to.
And as for whether you play or not tonight, if there's a doubleheader, when would you play that doubleheader? Do you think?
I don't know, but I think logic would speak that it would be on Saturday. I think the weather is a little bit less ominous as far as forecast on Saturday. So hopefully that's what it would be.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, back to the All-Star topic, Dave. Have you talked to Dave Martinez about being on your staff at all?
I have not. I did get wind of that article that was written by The Athletic. I don't know how. I haven't talked to Davey. I did ask him to be on my staff when we were here in DC, and I have so much respect for Davey and his staff. As I read it, it was something that he felt that he would have liked to have enjoyed with his staff, which I completely understand. It certainly wasn't a slight to Davey as a baseball manager person who I have the utmost respect for. Buddy is the hometown manager, and there is a former baseball legend who's going to be an honorary coach who's going to be announced soon. So it's mutually exclusive to Davey. But I think the whole point for Davey was he wanted to share that moment with his staff. But to be quite honest, last year was a crazy year and a very difficult year for everyone. And there are concessions and losses and things that were missed out on from everyone, and far more greater than an all-star game. So I know Davey understands that. So he and I are great as far as our relationship hasn't changed.
And yesterday, you put Corey Seager on the 60-day IL, which means he won't be back until after the All-Star break. Does that reflect any change in the situation, or is that just an acknowledgement that it's going to be that long?
It's an acknowledgement that it's going to be that long. Certainly, when this happened, this wasn't our hope, but kind of as it's played out in the healing process, it's where we're at right now. And so with the All-Star break, with the time, the extra 4 days, hopefully, I can't even guarantee that, the first day up in the second half, he'll be back with us, but that's our hope.
Is there an expectation he'll do a rehab assignment before then?
There is, whether it's simulated or rehab right now, Bill, I just don't know where he's at as far as when he's going to be swinging the bat, taking live at bats. So, which would coincide with the time to come off and the break and all that that comes with it. So I can't even give you a defined answer right now.
And is he with the team on the trip?
He is with the team, and he'll be with us tomorrow when we go to the White House.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Next question from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, just kind of back to Trevor. When you guys signed him, there were some questions about him. Is kind of this happening disappointing to you guys at all?
Juan, I just really don't want to comment on that right now.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next questions from Alden Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Sorry, just going back to what you said about Trevor making that Sunday start. You did say that it was out of your hands, and I think you alluded to the fact that Major League Baseball just sort of wants us to move forward while the investigation plays out. But it is your decision whether or not he actually makes that start as the manager of the team. I'm wondering just how much did you consider just not starting him that day just because of the distraction that might come with that, given what's going on?
I'm in the position of following the lead of Major League Baseball, and I don't know. Their recommendation was for us to. He was our scheduled Sunday starter, and to move forward and have him start that game on Sunday. And so, for me to try to read into it any more outside of just following what they had advised me and us to do, I just choose to follow kind of their lead.
Got it. Thanks, Dave.